what are the value add items in a flip, and what are the things that you do to a flip that really don't matter, right? Or in the grand scheme of things don't matter, right? So it's hard to pinpoint because it's really market specific. And the only way you can really tell is by looking at the other houses that are actually selling around your neighborhood to see what kind of upgrades you should be making, right? So you want to be able to tell this because it's important for the fact that you don't want to finish a house, put it on the market, and then it's sitting there doing nothing after you put a bunch of money into it, right? You want to do the things that need to be done in order for this house to move, right? And there's certain things, right? Like we all know that the things that actually move value and get a house to sell quickly is the kitchen and the bathrooms, right? Like those are the things that people mainly care about. Mainly because those are like the higher ticket items, right? For most people, they think a kitchen is super expensive to redo and it's a hassle, right? And then same thing with bathrooms, mostly if there's only one bathroom in the house. So, for example, right, in a house, a starter house in my market, 150K range, you can get away with, refinishing cabinets, like by painting them, right? Putting some new hardware on them and doing some things like reglazing a countertop that's not like an actual stone and maybe reglazing some tiles. But if you move to like a nicer neighborhood, right? Maybe the house that's like double the size in a nicer area, and maybe it's worth, I don't know, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. Most of the time, if you do that sort of stuff, that is going to push buyers away, and you're not going to be able to get that higher value for the house, right? Because most people looking for a house in that area, mostly in this market, they want something move-in ready, right? Mostly for that price range, right? They just want something that they can move right in. So they want a nice new kitchen, they want nice new tile, they want nice new everything. So if you go and reglaze the tile and reglaze the countertops in a house like that, that wouldn't really work in that price range, right? And again, it depends because you got to look at what's been selling around that house. So there isn't an actual correct answer to what are the things you should and shouldn't do. Obviously, there's like obvious things, right? Like if you're buying a house and it has an outdated kitchen and all the houses are selling with up-to-date kitchens, you should probably put a kitchen in, right? Like it's kind of obvious, but right, it really depends on what the stuff that's around that market's selling. Some stuff it just sells because it's an original kitchen or a bathroom. It's just really taken care of and it's really nice, right? So stuff in like other cities, like for example, like Royal Oak, that stuff sells all the time. And it's fine, right? Because people don't really care about the kitchens and bathrooms that much. They just want to be in the location, right? So sometimes that even matters. So it's just really looking at your area because, there's areas like, for example, in that 150K range, let's say that a house that's got a brand new kitchen with nice countertops, nice backsplash, nice appliances, maybe that sells for, I don't know, 150. But if you have a nice original kitchen that is just clean and nice, maybe that same house just sells for 140. So is it worth the extra month, the extra few $1,000s you're going to spend on redoing the whole kitchen for that $10,000 in profit, right? Most of the time it's not, right? You're better off just selling that place quicker and not having so much carrying costs, right? So it's a fine balance in that, right? So like door handles, like stuff like that, I think most people, that are new, they just put too much emphasis on all these little things that they do matter, but someone coming into the house isn't going to be like, oh, those door handles are ugly, I don't want it, right? That's not going to happen. It's going to happen when someone comes in your bathroom or your kitchen and it looks like garbage. that's gonna pretty much tell them that they don't want it, right? And there's other objects, right, like that are super important to keep in mind, like the house layout. So never buy a house that has like a weird layout, or it has like weird additions on it, or they just make the house awkward, right? Because people, when they walk in, they're like, this is weird. They might not even know what it is. It's just weird, right? And we all know those houses. They have just like you got a living room, and then you got like a bathroom like in the middle right here, and then they got like a bedroom like walking through the pantry, through the kitchen, like all this crazy stuff, right? So the best way to actually tell what kind of things you should do to a flip is by looking at what's selling around it, right? And that should be really easy to tell on Zillow or on any website, just by looking at what's sold, right? And you can scroll through the pictures. And if you don't have access to that, you can actually have an agent pull up the old listings, and those old listings most of the time still have the actual pictures, because sometimes it's hard to find actual pictures of stuff that is sold online, so you can't really tell what's been done to it for that price, right? So hopefully this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you on the next one.